Hello everyone, this is Harshvardhan and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel The Tactical Tribune. This is going to be my first YouTube video on this channel and we will be talking about yesterday's match between Argentina and Cape Verde, which was round of 32 match in this ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup. We will also talk about the different defensive structures often used by teams against stronger opponents to get a result. And I also want to tell you all guys that I will be regularly posting different football videos on this channel and which will also cover different football from different leagues like the Bundesliga, Serie A, Premier League and the La Liga. So stay tuned to this channel, subscribe to this channel, press the bell icon for regularly getting the notifications, and please watch video at the end and hit the like button if you like it. So let's get started. So before we analyze Cape Verde's defensive masterclass, let's first understand the tactical setup of both the teams before the match even kicked off. Argentina was lined up in a 4-4-2 formation, while as you can see, Cape Verde was lined up in a 4-1-4-1 formation. Let's talk first about Argentina. The back four of Argentina consisted of Nehol Molina, Christian Romero, Lisandro Martinez, and Facundo Medina. Like every modern back four, their job was not just to defend the whole game, but to circulate possession from the back. In the midfield, they had Rodrigo de Paul, Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, and Thiago Almeida. They appear in a straight line, but they constantly rotate throughout the match. De Paul often moves inside to support build-up, McAllister pushes higher into attacking spaces, and Enzo controls the tempo from deeper positions. Up front, Argentina used a front two of Lionel Messi and Lautaro Martinez. Messi naturally drops deep to receive the ball and create overloads, while Lautaro provides the runs in behind and occupies the centre backs. Now talking about Cape Verde, they started with a 4-1-4-1 formation. The back four remained compact, protecting the width of the penalty area. In front of them sat a single defensive midfielder whose primary responsibility was shielding the defense and closing the space between the lines. Further ahead were four midfielders stretched across the pitch. Their role was to remain compact horizontally while pressing at the right moments and preventing Argentina from progressing comfortably through midfield. Leading the line was a lone striker rather than constantly pressing the goalkeeper. His role was to block central passing lanes and guide Argentina's build-up into wider areas. Now we will look at how I am saying that Cape Verde did a great defensive masterclass by sitting in a low block. So as soon as the match began, Argentina were pressing Cape Verde highly, and Cape Verde were trying to build up from the back. And in that moment, in the very first minute of the game, Cape Verde player lost the possession of the ball, and the ball fell at feet of one of the Argentina's midfielder. There, thereon, Argentina were trying to attack Cape Verde, and as soon as they were starting to build the attack, Cape Verde player were rushing towards the goal post, trying to arrange themselves in a specific manner or pattern. As you can see now here, every player of Cape Verde were arranging themselves in a specific manner. This is called as a low block. In this low block, the aim of the team is to block the passing spaces of the team like Argentina, which will create difficulty for them to attack, which leaves no option for the team like Argentina to play from centrally or from the middle, and forces them to go at the wings and build the attack from out wide of the field. Here is the clearer midfield version of the low block. Here you can see each and every player of Argentina is marked by Cape Verde player. There is no as such spaces between two players to give a through ball and build attack from the middle or from the midfield. Therefore, giving only one option to the Argentinian team to build up from the back and build the attacks not from centrally but from the out wide spaces of the midfield. Let me give you another example. Here, Argentina is trying to build the attack, but they are not seeing any spaces available to them. So, what the Argentinian player do here is he sees that the another player at the wings or nearer to the wings is available. So, he gives a direct long ball from the extreme left side of the field to extreme right side of the field to build the attack, and then he receives the ball at the right end of the field. But later on, the defender, as you can see, the Cape Verde defender is ready to intercept the ball given long by another player of the Argentina from the left side of the field. Intercepting the ball, he is able to uh, clear the ball from the attack and thereby making another attack of Argentina a failure. Now you may think what is the opposite of a low block? So that is known as a high press. High press is a tactic where a team defends in opponent's half to force errors and regain possession quickly. Here you can see this is a match between Spain and Austria where both the teams are known for a high press game. In this you can see a player of Australia which is dressed in white uniform. You can see that three players of Spain are pressing him highly so that in that moment he lose the ball and Spain regain the possession and try to build their attack. So so here you can see that clearly a difference between a low block team and a high press team. Here Austria is also a high press team. Thereby you can see so many spaces between each and every player of Austria. They are not trying to mark each and every other player of Spain because they too wanna press Spain highly and gain position from them and try building their attack and score. So this was a basic difference between a low block in football and a high press. Both are each other's antonym and are used by different teams in different match situations. So as I already told you, within a low block, a team which is pressing high doesn't have many options to create attacks. So therefore they only have two options, either to go wide or give long balls. So for the first goal of Argentina, Lisandro Martinez gave a long ball towards Messi, which none of the Cape Verde player were able to guess correctly within time, which end up getting perfectly placed at Messi's feet. And in the last moment, Messi beautifully finished off in his style. As we know, every time Messi's first touch is very great. Messi taking one touch really scored a goal beating Wazina, which was in good form last yesterday in the match and scored first goal for Argentina. Then onwards, Cape Verde scored their first goal when intercepting a pass from an Argentinian midfielder. A Cape Verde player moved on the ball from the middle to the wides, and from there a brilliant passing connections from the two Cape Verde player went on, and a first goal for Cape Verde came in a brilliant fashion. The second goal for Argentina came in a chaos, a corner from Messi, a deflection from a player, and a brilliant finish by Lisandro Martinez for, from the corner, and then Argentina scored second goal. For the second goal of Cape Verde, it can be named as the goal of the tournament. Cabral scored a brilliant screamer, equalizing the score 2-2 at 102 minutes, and at last a header from Christian Romero, which was later awarded as an own goal, thereby sealing hard-fought win for Argentina against a brave Cape Verde. Now, as I told you, we will talk about different defensive formations in football. So the first one is the classic 4-3-3 formation, which has four defenders at the back, three midfielders, and three attackers. The attacking style of this formation is through the wing play. Wingers hug the touchline to stage the opponent's defense, which creates inversion, which forward players often cut inside to shoot the ball on their stronger foot. There are also overlapping runs in this formation where the fullbacks sprint past the wingers to cross the ball into the box. The defensive style of this formation is very high pressing. The front three aggressively pressurize the opponents deeply in their own half. The defensive midfielder intercepts passes and stops the counter attacks early. And in the compact block, and as in a form of compact block, if the press fails, the team drops into a tight 4-1-4-1 shape or formation, which, as I told you, Cape Verde played in yesterday's match. The pros of this formation are simple. It has excellent pitch coverage and passing triangles, but the cons are the fullbacks leave massive space behind uh, when attacking, and the lone striker can easily become isolated without the support of midfield. That's why often you can see a team with having great wingers easily exploit the teams playing with a 4-3-3 classic formation, but yeah, still it is a very classic formation in modern day football. Another popular formation is the 4-4-2 formation, which is a very traditional, highly disciplined system, which has four defenders, four midfielders, and two attackers. The attacking style of this formation is direct play, quick long passes from the back or midfield straight to the forwards. The crossing focus of this formation is wide midfielders try to cross the ball early into the penalty box. Overloading flanks, or we can say fullbacks, combine with the wide midfielders to outnumber the opponent defenders. The defensive style of this formation is often rigid. That's why it is a very popular formation for defensive teams. Two compact lines of four players create a defensive wall. Thereby, the team often sits deep, leaving no spaces between the lines, and then the defenders channel attacks into wide areas where they can double the team wingers. The pros of this formation is easily identified in a way that it is easy to defend with this formation. Constant presence of two strikers always keeps the opposing center backs busy. The con is that it can become a very predictable formation on a longer run, and because it also relies heavily on crosses and long balls only. Next, we have is the 3-4-3 formation, which is a very aggressive, high risk, high reward system, which has three defenders, four midfielders, and three attackers. Attacking style is through the wing back overloading. Wing backs stay wide to act as wingers, creating five-man attacking lines. Then the wide attackers cut inside to operate in the spaces between the opponent defenders. The system easily suffocates opponents by packing the attacking third. And there is a high central dominance with having four midfielders and narrow forwards creating short, rapid passing options. The defensive style is when out of position, the wingbacks drop deep to form a 5-4-1 shape, which helps in defending, and aggressive counter pressing is easy with this formation. The pros are creating massive attacking overloads, which are difficult to defend, but the cons are leaving only three defenders vulnerable to counter attack by the opponent's team, making them concede in early minutes very often. The next one is the 4-1-4-1 formation, which Cape Verde used in yesterday's match, which has four defenders, one defensive midfielder, four midfielders, and one attacker. The attacking style is late midfield runs, wing overload, sustained possession, and target man play. The defensive style is the lone defensive midfielder intercepts passes and shadows the opponent's main playmaker, which creates two impact lines with back four and a midfield four sit closing together, denying the space. The four midfielders press intensely in the middle third of the pitch, which in out of possession the team easily drops into a rigid unbreakable defensive shell. The pros are incredibly difficult for opponents to break down through the center of the pitch, highly flexible against a 4-3-3 system, but cons are leaving only a single defensive midfielder, which can expose this system if the other midfielders fail to track back to come back and defend. Famous example is the Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich, which used 4-1-4-1 formation to win various matches and the league title. Last but not the least is the 3-5-2 formation, which is a robust midfield heavy system which has three defenders, five midfielders, two attackers. Attacking style is midfield overloads, flank dominance, two striker combination, and late central surges. The defensive style of this formation is when defending deep, the two wing backs drop back to create a compact 5-3-2 wall which suffocates the central midfielders, clogging in middle and forcing opponents to play out wide. The aggressive center backs left and right step out of the line to close down wide threats early. Three dedicated centre backs always stay back to prevent any counter attacks. Pros of this formation is absolute dominance in the possession and central midfield control. Always keeps two strikers on the pitch without sacrificing defensive numbers. Cons are the wingbacks face immense physical burnout from covering the entire length of the pitch, and they are often caught high up the pitch, so the wide defensive areas are completely exposed. So this was all about our first video. Hope you like the video. Please watch again and share if you liked with your friends. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon to regularly get notifications of our videos. Thank you.